Hello. Well, hello. Hoi. How you doing? It's been a couple days. And you know what? I'm feeling fine right now. Nice to see you again. So last video was very dark and very depressing, and I thoroughly apologize. I'm very sorry. But it was nice to just get it out. You know. I sat on that I sat on the publish screen for like 10 minutes, and I was hovering my mouse over the the publish or go live whatever button, the public thing. I was just in there. I was like, is this how I send it? Do I just send it? Is this worth it right here? And you know what? It was nice. It was a lot of nice comments and a lot of messages from people, which wasn't my intention. Because I don't know, I the video was just me talking to a void, right? And it was just meant to be that, I guess. It wasn't really, I didn't think much about it. There's a lot of nice comments that really touched my heart, and I really appreciate them. I really, really appreciate them. Someone commented on someone commented on the video, "You can never trust a drug addict, Gus Fring." And I laughed out loud at that for like maybe 2-3 minutes. That really got me. That was really good. So thank you, all of you. But moving forward, a lot of people were saying they're like, hey, take a break, take as long as you need. Motherfuckers, I think you're missing my point. I didn't hear no bell. I heard no bell. I'm not taking a break if I can help it. I mean, don't run. I'll take days off, but that's not. I'm not like taking a break, you know. Someone said take a break and don't you feel bad about it, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how I can and not feel bad, right? But it's not even just about that, right? If like I am capable of, if I need to take a mental break, I will, right? Or probably anyway. But I don't want to. I've said before, and I'll say it again a million times over, this is the best thing ever. And you guys allow me to do this. You guys let me do this. And I don't know. Even though I know I'm fully within my right to, obviously, to take whatever breaks I need, I also don't want to. Just because, I don't know. I mean, it feels like I'm dropping the ball, right? But then, I don't know. I hold myself to an expectation at this point, and I don't want to fall off of that, I guess. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm spatting mumbo humbo jumbo, you know? But to me, it makes sense. And you know what? That's all that counts right now. That's all that counts at this moment, right here, right now. And then when I publish this video, and I'll be like, man, I made no sense at all. But it'll be fine. But yeah, no, we're not taking a break. We're gonna be going on as normal. Hopefully with less breaks from here on out. But I did want to mention, normally my stream schedule is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. However, on the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, I will be doing a Valentine's Day live stream. So if you're alone this Valentine's Day, you know, why not come hang out together? Not me fucking chilling myself on my own YouTube channel. You know what? This is my, like, it's like my job too, you know? It's not, maybe not my job. I would love this to be my job. But you know what I mean? Like, if I'm not chilling myself on YouTube, then what am I doing on the channel? If I'm gonna be running a YouTube channel, I might as well be, you know, talking about the things I'm doing. So we'll be streaming on Valentine's Day. If you're interested, stop by, say hi, hang out a bit. It'll be live here on YouTube and on Twitch, as always, with the VODs always staying up here on the channel. We do have technically a VODs channel of older VODs before I started multi-streaming. I might upload some random things on that Vods channel, but I honestly wouldn't count on it. I might use the Vods channel for highlight reels, if that makes sense. Similar to the Best of Alice of 2025, I might do similar things for like Best of this month and upload them onto the Vods channel there. Just some food for thought. I'm not entirely sure if I will start doing that, but maybe I might just start doing that. Other than that, you know, I don't really have too much else to talk about in this video specifically, because I have a couple other videos of what I do want to talk about, stuff that is not really, you know, from the heart, if that makes sense, which is what I want to make videos about, but things that I still want to talk about in their own isolated capsules. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about one of them right here, just because I can. I don't think it really warrants its own video. I loved Code Vein 1, right? Code Vein 1 was really fun. It obviously had its flaws, but for their very first Souls game, they did great, I think. It suffered from quite a number of things, though. But it was still a good and fun experience, and especially for where the whole Souls sphere was at the time, it was great. Now, if you go back and play Code Vein for the first time now, it'll be more apparent what its flaws are, just because the standard for Souls games has, you know, risen since then. And so I was really excited for Code Vein 2, because I didn't think we were ever going to get one, as well as many other people. We didn't think we were going to get a Code Vein 2, right? So when we finally got it, I was super excited to play it, just to realize I can't play it. My computer can barely run it. I have to cap the game. I get maybe between 30 to 40 frames in the game. So realistically, I have to cap the game at 30 frames if I want a stable frame rate. And you know what? I'm one of those people who just can't play a game at 30 frames. I just can't. I just can't do it. Bloodborne is the sole exception to this. And that's because there's no other good way to play it. Yes, the emulation is doing pretty well now, but it varies from rig to rig, and it varies from setting to setting. And there genuinely is no actually really clear, concise guide to having Bloodborne run well. I actually had it running really well a while ago, and then at some point it just stopped working. I tried to fix it, and it hasn't run good ever since. But that said, I was really excited for Code Vein 2, and just to learn that I can not even run it. Which is really weird that I get better frames with Elden Ring and Night Rain, which are graphically much more intensive games than Code Vein is, and yet the game runs significantly poorer. And now, if you see me stream Code Vein, or if you see me stream Elden Ring or Night Rain, you'll see that my performance is still very sloppy. Oops. You'll see that my performance is very low, but that's because I'm streaming it with, you know, this and that and that and that still on my computer, right? Very intensive stuff for streaming, such as Live 2D or my PNG stuff. That's all taken away from performance, let alone actually streaming itself on my computer. So my performance isn't the best when that happens, but that's also whatever, in my opinion, right? I hope to get a better computer one day, but that's a goal that's not even, like, I'm not really thinking about that too much. Though I really wish I had a better computer, because I really want to stream Expedition 33, but I can barely even play it. Well, I mean, I can play it fine, but I tried, I tested it out with OBS and my PNG and Live 2D, see which one is better, and the performance is atrocious on my computer. That game is way more intensive than I ever realized, to be honest. And even with potato mods, I can get decent-ish frames, but then the game looks terrible, and I'm like, well, why am I playing Expedition 33 if the game is gonna look bad, you know? Like, not even just, like, I have to go lower than low graphics in that game for it to run, like, at a smooth frame rate. When I say, I'm using this term smooth very generously here. Oh no, I didn't think Expedition 33 was going to be so brutal to run, to be honest. And that makes me really sad because I really want to stream it, and I just don't know how to stream it. And so it genuinely just might have to wait until I have a better computer, which will be a very long time away. Which sucks. But I digress. The point of this is Code Vein. Code Vein 2 honestly is extremely disappointing. I'm not even gonna lie. I played up until where you meet Noah. And then I put the game down. I just couldn't. Code Vein 1 also suffers the issue of not really being able to grasp you into its story, but it does it at a much slower pace to where you feel a more natural, like, it happens more naturally in Code Vein 1, where you get drawn into the story. Even if the story, the hook for the story isn't amazing in that game, you in some way still have some personal stakes, your own fucking life. And the way they introduce Louis is a lot more interesting than the way they introduce Noah. And this or that. The opening to Code Vein 1 was just a lot more interesting, in my opinion, than opening to Code Vein 2. I really like the way it literally starts, where you wake up in the coffin bed with, Lou. Lou, by the way, my favorite fucking character design in so long, unironically. I love Lou's design so much. She's so pretty, and her legs are really cool, because from, like, her mid-thigh down, it's all, like, it's all construct. Like, it's not an actual leg, it's just sheer metal, and you can see through it, and it's a really cool design, and I really like it, and I want a good job on that. But the performance isn't good. I can't speak too much on the combat because I barely even fucking tried it, because I can barely even run the game. There's genuinely no reason why the game should be as difficult to run as it is. There's genuinely no fucking reason for the game to be so difficult to run. And I'm not the only one who has performance issues. People everywhere have been having performance issues with this game, right? But also, the story's hook is just, it all happens so fast. You wake up, Lou takes you to meet, Big Tittied Goth McGee, whatever her fucking name is. I don't know her name. I was too busy looking at her boobs, I'm not even gonna lie. And then she's like, oh, you must go to the past. And then you suddenly, very quickly, go to the past. And then you meet Noah. And I'm like, what the I'm not attached to anything yet. Why am I just doing this? Your character is so much more of a hollow husk than they were in Code Vein 1, which is also saying quite a lot, because your character was the antithesis of a husk in Code Vein 1. But you get to do really cool character customization, so I mean, who cares, right? I care, but... And I mean, you can say your character is always a husk in Souls games, but... in every other Souls game, that works well, or works fine, more accurately, because they don't really have cutscenes. Code Vein 1's cutscenes I liked, and I like a very narratively driven Souls game. And Code Vein 2 has a lot of cutscenes, but it doesn't work for a protagonist that is just a husk. Code Vein 1 was able to get away with it because I'm gonna lie, it just got away with it because I think it has significantly less cutscenes. I think that's the only reason why I was able to get away with it. Code Vein 2 has a lot more cutscenes, and while I do really like a more narratively focused and lots of cutscenes Souls game, it doesn't work with a protagonist that doesn't talk and doesn't have a personality in the slightest, nor does it work well with a Souls formula with how many cutscenes there are, because it disrupts too much. It just disrupts too many things. You go from one thing cutscene, one thing cutscene, one thing cutscene, one thing cutscene, and every other Souls game, even Code Vein 1, cutscenes weren't super common. They're more common than other Souls games, but still. Code Vein 2 is disappointing, and that makes me really sad, actually, because I was really looking forward to playing it, and I physically can't. Well, I mean, I guess I can if I want to play at 30 frames like Bloodborne, but what the fuck? Why do I have a computer if I am going to play a game at 30 frames, right? So, whatever. So, until Code Vein 2 gets some performance update or increase, that's never gonna be played for me. Not for at least a few years. I saw some people saying it has worse performance than Monster Hunter Wilds, which is not even remotely true. Let me start with that. On my very same rig, before Monster Hunter Wilds got its performance update, which I haven't played since then, by the way, so I can't speak for how it runs now, but on launch, Monster Hunter Wilds, I was barely getting 30 frames with frame gen. I beat the game with 30 frame gen, and it was a nightmare. The story fucking sucked. My performance was terrible. The only reason why I pushed through it was because it was very short story-wise, and the insect glaive with the switch axe combo was really fun. Because having two weapons honestly does make a world difference, in my opinion. And I really wish someone would mod that functionality into Monster Hunter Worlds, because Worlds is just the better game, in my opinion. Wilds has some more fun combat mechanics, but if I can't even run the game, then what the fuck is the point? So, you know, that sucks. That does blow. That does kind of suck. Performance is just really tanked with the whole AI flux, you know? Generative AI and AI frame generation whole thing has really led game optimization to a really dark and scary path. Frame gen should be there as like a last case resort type of thing, not as a, oh, and people can use frame gen if they want type of thing. Like, let's say you have a really old spec computer and you're barely getting like 20 frames. Frame gen, now you're getting maybe 35, but you have some input latency, but your rig, you know, you should really be upgrading your rig anyway. I think that's the type of use case you should be using. Frame gen for, not just for the sake of, oh man, our game doesn't run too great on high mid-spec computers. Let's throw some frame gen onto it, and then that'll solve it. That's what so many games do, and it's a nightmare. It's a genuine nightmare. I mean, I know I'm far from the only person complaining about this or saying anything about this, but you know, it does suck. It really does suck for someone who has like a high mid like spec computer. So many things I'm starting to like not run a lot of things now. And that's fine. I'm due for an upgrade at some point. I'm just gonna be behind on an upgrade. The issue is my computer should still be able to run things fine. Like, I can run something like Arc Raiders flawlessly. Arc Raiders, I'm pretty sure it's an Unreal 5 game, and that game is optimized so amazingly well. That game runs like fucking butter. And it's great. It's great. It runs great. And because of like games similar to Arc Raiders that have really good optimization, I realized I'm like, my rig isn't as bad as I initially thought. I can still run stuff like Elden Ring and Night Rain at good frame rates, by the way. Just not when I'm streaming, you know? I can still run things at good frames, but there's a lot of things that just don't have an ounce of optimization into them, or that are just that intensive that even with optimizations they're struggling. And that's one thing, right? That's one thing. With games that are just not optimized at all, it's just embarrassing, man. Come on. I've been thinking of doing a subathon recently, and I'm not entirely sure what that looks like. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to, because I don't have an issue with subathons themselves. If people do subathons, I understand why. They're good, they're great. I'm just not sure if I want to do a subathon entirely. I want to, but at the same time I don't. Because I don't like, you know, coming across and like begging for money and stuff, right? And at the end of the day, that's kind of just what a subathon is, right? It's just, you know, asking for money. And I hate that. I hate asking for money. I hate like taking handouts and stuff like that. Makes me feel not good, you know? But I have been contemplating doing one somewhat soon. Probably mid this month. Or the end of this month kind of thing, if it does happen. Maybe it'll start on Valentine's Day. Maybe. But I don't know. If I do choose to really like commit to it, I'll say something by I'll say something probably like at least a week prior to its start, you know? I'll probably say something on stream tonight about it too. Gauge interest, or maybe gauge like reception. For context, I'm uploading this on Tuesday, but I'm recording this on Monday afternoon, so I'm talking about last night's stream for all of you. But I'll probably it's something I'm playing around the idea with right now. So we'll see how that goes, you know. We'll see where we land with that. But if I do a subathon, I want to have it be a nice fun time. I want to have, you know, rewards or like goals to hit, like punishment wheels, whatever the thing, blah blah blah, this or that. I have some ideas, but again, I don't like feeling like I'm just like, please sir, just a coin in the hat, please sir. I hate feeling like a proper beggar, so or she. That's it for me today. It was great yapping again. My back hurts. Alright. Bye everyone. Later. Bye-bye.